Dalton. I'm an independent farming advisor and I work with the Farmer Network. We're making a series of videos about SFI, both SFI that people might be in now, SFI 24 or 23, and also touching on what we hope for in SFI 26. So this video is about your more productive grasslands. We're going to talk about Herbals Leys, and we're also going to talk about legumes on improved grassland. So the legumes and improved grassland action is one for improved grassland, and the great thing about this is that it is an action that doesn't have limits on how much fertiliser you can put on. So this is one that maybe you want a base action, something you can put across your mowing fields, isn't going to limit what you do, but you know you've got plenty of white clover, or you're really happy to put some in. So you're happy to buy some seed, you're happy to get that clover, those nitrogen fixing plants in there, they're doing you a great job, deeper rooted species that will go down and pull up minerals and things. So I think this is a really win-win action. It pays £102 a hectare. And all you need to do is take some evidence of, if you do buy some seed to put the legumes in because they weren't there already, then do keep all your receipts, any contractor invoices that you might have. And if you've already got your legumes, white clover, red clover, sainfoin, your vetches and your trefoils, they're all plants that are pea family and they fix nitrogen into the soil. So they are a win-win. So take photographs of them in the spring and summer as you're walking through your fields, and that should be enough evidence for those actions. And the final one we're going to talk about today is Herbals Leys. I'm sure many of you are very familiar with this. It was a really popular action in the last rounds of SFI. Partly it does pay a lot of money, £382 in the last rounds. In the next round of SFI, they've reduced that amount to £224 a hectare. It's another really win-win action for a productive livestock farm. A Herbals Ley, if it's managed properly, has loads of different species in it that will be deeper rooted, they'll be more drought tolerant in a dry spell, they'll also help the water go into the earth rather than running off the top if we have some very wet weather. They don't want too much till putting on them because that will disadvantage your wildflowers or your Herbals Ley species that are all derived from kind of wildflowers. So if you put too much till on, it will disadvantage the broadleaf species over the grasses. The grasses will really enjoy that nitrogen and they'll kind of crowd out. So just be a little bit careful with your nitrogen applications in a Herbals Ley. The key thing is just be careful with your grazing. If you're cutting them, they're getting a nice long rest period anyway. If you're not cutting them and you just want to graze your Herbals Leys, then you cannot graze them continuously if you want to maintain the range of species in the sward. They just won't cope with that. Your little broadleaf plants, they do want a chance to grow up, get a good amount of growth on them. A lot of them are perennials, so they will stay in your sward. They'll cope with being bitten off for a brief period of time. The roots will remain underneath and they'll grow up again. But if you set stock and graze a Herbals Ley all the time, you will graze them out really fast. All that protein in your sward is protein you're not buying in a bag. So if you look after your Herbals Leys, they'll look after you and your stock will be healthier on them. So in terms of Herbals Ley record keeping, the key things are keep all your invoices from your contractors. If you've had someone come in, keep records of all of that. Definitely keep your seed invoices from buying the seed. And crucially, as you're walking through those swards in the spring and summer, take lots of photographs showing the different plants coming up. Doesn't matter if you don't know what everything is, just take a photo of different areas of the sward to show that Herbals Ley seed establishment has really worked. And that'll stand you in good stead if you ever get an inspection.